Shout out to the Who Dat Nation, man. Big Q, I'm in this thing representing the sports coma, man. We up in this thing for another episode, man. And this one is entitled Every NFL Team's Top 3 Players Entering the 2023 Season. Now, we got an idea of who these guys are, but let's see what they say about it. Shout out to The Wire who covered it. PFF identifies Saints' top 3 players who are the most important to the Saints in this upcoming 2023 season. They focus and identified on 3 best players on the team based on their 2022 performance, but the list doesn't include franchise quarterback Derek Carr, which makes sense given his dip in production last season, which the Saints are hoping to reverse in a friendlier offense. So instead, Carr was included as a footnote in a trio of other players who were also considered for recognition, alongside with Lattimore, Tyrann Mathieu. Here's an explanation of what PFF's Trevor Sikkema, who on why the defensive end Cam Jordan, linebacker Demario Davis, and right tackle Ryan Ramczyk are the Saints' best 3 players. Here's his breakdown. New Orleans Saints struggled last season, but the team's talent suggests in 2023 could be a bounce back year. Cam Jordan, Demario Davis get the legacy spot here. Davis is tied with Tampa Bay's Levante David for the highest cumulative linebacker grade at 90.8 since 2019. Jordan's coming off his lowest grade since 2015. With him being 33 years old, he might be headed for a consistent decline, but we'll wait another year to determine that and move him off the list. However, Tyrann Mathieu, earning a 87.2 coverage grade last season, deserves a shout out, putting him in contention here. So let's look at it. With all due respect to Jordan's future Hall of Famer and Davis, one of the most underrated players of his generation, is not a great sign for the Saints that the high-end talent is all on the wrong side of 30 here, but the Saints have missed out on too many draft picks in recent years. You've seen guys like Trey Hendrickson, Marcus Williams, defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins, Von Bell, Caden Ellis, who spend the athletic primes here and ultimately end up moving on. So hopefully the promising 22 and 23 draft classes are steps in the right direction. So you look at some of the players that he chooses in the PFF grade, talks about Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, and Ryan Ramczyk. Absolutely. To say that they're the best people on the team, I mean, Cam Jordan's a future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. That's just what it is. You know, Demario Davis, he is one of the best players on the team. And that just gives credence to how great of Cam and Demario Davis are as players, is that they've consistently done very well, consistently over time, regardless. So they do have a steadier body of work in terms of contributing to the Saints team and their successes. So I can understand why he would these are easy picks for them. But when you didn't talk about adding other great players to what the Saints did, you mentioned Tyrann Mathieu, who last year to me started to kind of play better toward the back end of the season. It's just he didn't quite, he started to look like he got a little bit more comfortable this year. Hopefully, we'll see him really comfortable in the Saints secondary. Got some turnover there, so we'll see how he kind of moves into it. So he should have a better play. Marshawn Lattimore had some injuries last year, but really, truly, we talk about guys like Ryan Ramczyk, who since Ryan Ramczyk has gotten paid, has not done a damn thing. Now, I know Ramczyk has been dealing with injuries, but the Saints made Ramczyk a top 5 offensive lineman in the NFL in terms of his pay, and he has not returned the favor due to injuries or whatever the hell it is. Ramczyk has not looked like the Ram that he was prior to the Saints making him one of the highest paid offensive linemen in the game. So we got, if we talk about guys going into 2023, you got to talk about Carr. You got to talk about what could be one of the Saints wide receiver. Could we mention Chris Olave there? And there are other people, but we always got to start with those guys. Michael Thomas, a lot of people don't want to talk about Michael Thomas there because of the 3 years of injury, and he's such a question mark in terms of how many games will Mike play. I think he'll play in games, but how many games will he play? The Saints have a deep wide receiver room, so we still have a lot to do. So yeah, a lot of the players that name are guys that are established veterans that are on this team that are still very productive. So we'll just have to see how it goes. You guys tell me what you think. I know this is what they think. What do you think? Give me your top 3 players in the comment section. Let me know who you think are the Saints' top 3 players coming up in 2023. I don't care if they coming off injury or not. Who named the top 3 and most impactful people for the Saints coming up this upcoming season. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out on that. Appreciate you guys for chiming in and giving me some time. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. And by the way, please feel free to join our Patreon at patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. We got a lot content over there, and it helps out the platform at the patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. I'm out of here, and I'm going to holler at you on the flip side. Go Saints.